tomorrow evening. It's a time of sharing truths, of self-reflection, and there are certain aspects about Carly that are deeply disturbing to me, both as a human being and as a rabbi. We in the Jewish community embrace Israel. She is on a trip to Israel, but has no long-standing interest up to this point by supporting and selling certain products when she was the head of HP to Iran. And that is deeply, deeply disturbing. And Israel needs friends, but it needs true friends. And part of the messaging also is that I believe in my heart to this point that she is pandering for acceptance within the Jewish community. And also, what also resonates with me is my friends across the board in the immigrant community, and her fierce backing of SB 1070, the racial profiling in Arizona, is deeply, deeply disturbing to not only the Jewish community, but to all Latinos in California and Arizona. These are issues that deeply affect us. We are a people who have an immigrant history, and we are bonded with the Latino community. And I say from the bottom of my heart, as we look into our souls and our hearts during these high holy days, these matters are deeply, deeply disturbing, because she is more divisive than she is in bringing people together. And I hope that the lessons that we share of healing and truth-telling become a reality, particularly in a culture and in a time when we need to bring people together and not divide people.
That's Stephen with a V?
Or?
Can you just jump back and just spell your entire
speaks, spell your name.
Spell your entire name.
Rabbi R-A-B-B-I, Stephen, S-T-E-V-E-N, Jacobs, J-A-C-O-B-S.
Thank you.
Howard Walensky, Howard, H-O-W-A-R-D, Walensky, W-E-L-I-N-S-K-Y. I am the chair of Democrats for Israel, Los Angeles. I've been a past chair of the Jewish Community Relations Committee.
If you could avoid staring directly into the camera, it just looks... Yeah, kind of look all over rather than staring directly into the camera. Right. Thank you.
Should I start from this?
Sure. Thank you. Sorry.
Howard Walensky.
Oh, no, you don't have to do that part again.
Okay. I'm the chair of Democrats for Israel, Los Angeles. I'm a past chair of the Jewish Community Relations Committee of the Jewish Federation. I'm here today because of my concern regarding Carly Fiorina. When she was the CEO of Hewlett-Packard, before she was fired in 2005, the company sold equipment to Iran and used a subsidiary to sidestep Iran sanctions. For many years, pro-Israel activists such as myself have gone to Washington to promote Iranian sanctions and to increase its effectiveness. During that same period, Carly Fiorina was figuring out ways to evade and avoid and violate the spirit of the sanctions, which is, for Israel, one of the most important issues, preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. And Carly Fiorina indicated by her actions her lack of concern for that. So that's why I'm here today, and thank you.
Next is Ron, if you could spell your name.
Ron Galperin, R-O-N, Galperin, G-A-L-P-E-R-I-N. I'm a cantor and on the board of several Jewish organizations. We're here today because Carly Fiorina has proven that she is willing to put profit over security of the United States, security of Israel, and over the welfare of a whole region of the Middle East. Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of HP products were sold to Iran and in Iran during the time that Carly Fiorina was the head of HP. She knew about it, and quite frankly, we know also that these got into all sorts of bad hands. Imagine some of these products getting into the hands of the military of Iran, this oppressive regime that oppresses its own people, that is a sponsor of terrorism, that funds Islamic Jihad, Hamas, Hezbollah, that funds the enemies of the United States and funds the enemies of Israel. And yet, HP was willing to put profit ahead of the welfare of our own people serving in the military abroad. That is why we are extremely concerned about the fact that she has not yet apologized for this, not yet come clean on this. We demand that that happen, and we demand that she once and for all admit that this was done, that it was wrong. And I think everybody needs to know the full story. Thank you very much.
Okay, Andrew, you want to say a few words?
Just identify yourself first.
Oh, sure. Andrew Lackman. I'm a former president of Democrats for Israel, Los Angeles, and involved with the National Jewish Democratic Council here in Los Angeles. LACHMAN. Carly Fiorina is unfortunately an example of the of hypocrisy in the Republican Party. When you have people who are willing to say they're pro-Israel, but when it comes to their wallets being on the line and the corporations they work for, they do something very different. How can you say that you're being pro-Israel on one hand, on the other hand, purposely circumvent federal law, circumvent trade sanctions, to do business with the very people who are threatening to wipe Israel off the face of the planet? It just is, in my mind, just is unforgivable and shows the hypocrisy of Carly Fiorina and shows why she's not fit to be a United States Senator. Because you have to act, it's one thing to say you are pro-Israel, but what really shows whether you are willing to support Israel is when your own wallet is on the line and you are willing to stand behind those principles. And that's not what Carly Fiorina has done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because of the sanctions, wouldn't that be a crime to, wouldn't it be HP and whoever
It certainly could enter into the realm of possibility of a crime, but we're here to raise the moral aspect of this and not judge it from a legal point of view. But that is a question that others have to decide. We are here unquestionably calling into question the moral and ethical aspects of her journey in becoming a United States Senator.
He sought in every way under her leadership to circumvent the law and to find a way to sell. As a matter of fact, HP even awarded to one of its distributors that was doing a tremendous amount of business in Iran an award for how well they were doing.
To say everybody is doing it is not an acceptable excuse. Not everybody is running for United States Senate. Carly Fiorina is running for United States Senate, and she was in charge of HP, and she made those decisions at that time. She needs to live with the consequences of those decisions.
Any other questions?
Yeah, from the Jewish Journal, in the letter that you guys put out, you said you wanted her to apologize while she's in Israel. Apologize to
She should apologize to the people of Israel and to the Jewish community here in Los Angeles, as well as to those those people in Iran who have been suffering at the hands of this theocratic regime that's been stifling so many of the rights of the people of Iran.
And also apologize to the members of, and the family members of our U.S. military, who quite frankly have been losing their lives because of the funding that Iran has given and the expertise and the materiel that Iran continues to give to all of these terrorist organizations, to Hamas, to Islamic Jihad, to Hezbollah. This has cost American lives, this has cost Israeli lives, this has cost many, many lives.
Sorry if you guys addressed this earlier, but how are the HP products being used in the Iranian military?
Well, the HP products have been sold throughout Iran, through distributors. Now, it's impossible to know where every single computer and where every single printer goes, but you can bet that these products made their way to the Iranian military. And as a matter of fact, HP has even acknowledged that most likely it did happen.
I want to just step back one moment and reiterate what I said. Not only are we saying that an apology is due to the people of Israel, but I think she has an apology coming forward to the Latino community and her fierce support, which encourages in Arizona racial profiling. We are a people, as I indicated, of immigrants. There's an expression in Israel that says, Ein Chaver Shelanu. She's not a friend of ours, and in the Latino community, and I know this for a fact, probably no FDR either. She's not a friend. It's in a community that divides and wants to conquer and does not embrace immigration reform. It's not only in Israel, it's her statements and pronouncements here in the state of California.
If I could just get back on one thing you asked earlier, how do you know? Initially, when first HP denied it, then they acknowledged it, and they sent out a letter, and that letter, they mentioned that it may have fallen into the hands of the Iranians. Even after that letter went out, Fiorina denied it for a long time, and now she's trying to rationalize it. The bottom line is you have to live with the consequences of your actions, and if you make bad decisions and immoral decisions that hurt the Jewish community, you're not going to get the Jewish communities.
How about the trade sanction against Iran and Iranian
I think they're a good step in the right direction. The minute those sanctions were passed by the United Nations, Iran came back to the table and said, we want to discuss further. We need EU tighten the sanctions more. Again, Iran keeps coming back and saying they want to do it, but they have to show they really mean it, because their past behavior has not necessarily shown them to be a good faith negotiator.